What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K, and I'm back again with your other host, Project Storm. Storm, how you doing today? This fine afternoon here. I guess I can call it afternoon. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. I got a chance to play a lot of games, this week so far, and it's halfway through the week, man. And I've just been gaming, man, doing a lot of gaming and just like gaming everywhere I want to. And one thing for sure is that I keep thinking about Stadia, man. I'll get into a little bit of that later on. But it's sad out here when you got all this magnificent hardware. You got, all of these games, first party and all that stuff going on. But man, I still keep thinking about Stadia, man. Yeah. And I'm worried about myself. I was worried about the haters not too long ago. MM2K, I was worried about you. I was worried about Rev, man. I was worried about everybody,
shout
right?
Out to Rev.
I'm worried about myself now, man, because Control just did something to me, man. It did something to me seeing Scar play it, man. Seeing Jim over there hanging out with us and Nerf Report and everybody else that stopped through over there, man. It's just making me realize that I'm destined to play on Stadia, man. That's what I'm destined to do. So I have to come to this realization that it is what it is, man. I'm about to just 100% say that it's all about Stadia from now on, man. MM2K, this is what and I'll give you reasons why during the show. I'll break it down, man. If I'm a gamer, right?
Yep.
I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense with all this great technology on the horizon, like the next 4090s and all this stuff coming, man, with 80 up to 81 teraflops and all this stuff. I mean, it don't matter, man, because what I keep getting from Stadia is the best in the damn cloud, best in class performance, man. And I'm sitting up here worried about everybody else's feelings and their thoughts and everything, and why people just can't comprehend that even though Stadia don't have this game and that game yet, the only place to play the best is right here, man. I don't know what else to say, but that's my intro for today, bro. I hope you like it, man. I hope you like it.
I loved it, man.
It was more of that.
Woo! Hey, if that's a suggestion of the type of show we gonna have today, y'all better buckle your seats. Woo! Got me about to put a five spot in the collection plate. Golly. Yo, but that was all facts. All facts. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support. As y'all know, this is SSC Podcast. We air this show every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to catch it live. We're also out there on a lot of your favorite audio platforms. You'll see that I'm spamming, Stadia Dosage is spamming, PNTS Network is spamming. You were trying to get the word out because we're available via audio. And soon, the commission is coming to audio too. The commission, we had a hell of a show last Thursday. You definitely want to check us out there. But we'll get into the rest of the bills later. But I just wanted to let everybody know that your favorite PNTS Network shows, this one, SML Podcast, Ying Meets Yang of Gaming, Okay, and soon the commission, and hopefully soon as well, the Revolutionary Storm will talk about it. Well, those are available on your favorite audio platforms. Okay. That being said, let's talk about what we're going to get into today, Storm. Today we're going to talk about Control. Damn it, it's finally here on the platform. We're going to also talk about Google committing to the lifespan of its applications in a big article. Very huge. We talked about it at Veracity a couple days ago. Stadia live session. Definitely check that out if you can. August Pro titles as well, man. We got a double dose this week of announcements with the Control announcement and then the August Pro titles. It was very exciting to see, so we're going to talk about that and give our thoughts on that. But before we go any further, let me just say something real quick, Storm. I know that I had mentioned on Twitter earlier about me running into some problems with YouTube as far as some of the content. I want to be specifically clear. Stadia Dosage in entirety is not leaving YouTube. Stadia Dosage, for the most part, is not leaving YouTube. We're having issue with one particular piece of content with YouTube, and we're trying to figure it out. But I got to be honest, as much as I love YouTube, sometimes they can be janky. And I tell y'all all the time as a content creator, you know, I'm here for the people. If you want to be a content creator, it's always good not to put all your eggs in one basket. So because of this little situation that we're dealing with here, we're going to have to take a piece of content and maybe put it over there on another platform. If we do that, it's going to be through the consent of you all, particularly the members. So what I originally was going to do was part of our after party, Storm. I was going, do a vote or whatever and talk to everybody about it. I'm going to do a separate stream for that. Because look, Stadia ain't got nothing to do with you. Well, they kind of do, but Stadia ain't got nothing to do with this. And we're here to celebrate Stadia and talk about the fun week of gaming that we had. So I'm not going to sour that with that stuff right there. This is a YouTube thing. So we'll talk about that later. But just so everybody's aware, we're not leaving YouTube. We got some great stuff lined up for YouTube with some great people. So that's not going anywhere. That's not changing. We just got, for some particular reason, YouTube got issue with this one little piece of content. We're going to deal with it. All right. With that said, Storm, I'm going to shut the hell up. I'm going to tweet this out and do whatever I need to do. Can you do the people a huge favor? I want to hear from Storm. Let them know what you've been playing the last week, brother.
All right. Before I do that, though, let me hit this chat up, man, because we had Christopher Torres in the house, man. Got me all excited. Him and Rick Tone up here talking about this Outriders and stuff that might be running better and all this, man. I think, Torres, you were talking to Tone about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, man, but Rick Tone definitely got me hyped up about it yesterday during my Control stream, man. So much so that I hit my brother MM2K up and I said, man, you got to try Outriders because I know he still has the game, man. See if it's running better, man. See what's going on because, Tone and Torres is out here hyping, getting me hype. Mm-hmm. So, I know you didn't have a whole lot of time to put into it, but you did jump into it and you saw some things, but we won't talk about that unless you want to, Yeah, but look, here's the deal, man. But that's Torres, though. Shout out to him. Calvin Morgan is in the house, man. Two Bugs in the house. G Millie is in the building.
G Millie.
All right. We also have Bulls for Life, man, saying hola, Damn, makes me want to go to Spain or something. Man. I ain't going to even lie to you. I need to take a trip. I tell you what, I did take a trip, MM2K. You talking about these games, man. Remind me to talk about Flight Simulator.
Oh,
Microsoft Flight Sim.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about that, even though this is a Stadia show, man. But, hey, Stadia's not the only place to game.
Yeah.
And even Google knows that, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be talking about other games and stuff like that, man. We all are gamers. We played games before we came to Stadia, right? I think it's okay. Now, here's the deal. We're going to go on through this chat, man. Moses is in the building, man. Jamie Reed is up in here. Geek the Sneak is everywhere. Everywhere. I just saw him in Scar. Shout out to John Scar, man. Geek the Sneak was hanging out with us over there, man. Hell of a stream he did. So, we also have Efron Mexia, all right?
Mexia.
Right? We have Elk New, the homie. Okay. We have Kenja. All right. Cloud Gaming Dad is in the building with Randy B, man. We have Wrong Yeezy up in the house.
Wrong Yeezy.
And Ron Slusher, the mysterious man. Damn,
Hey.
Ron Slusher, man. I don't know who you are, bro, but we're gonna figure it out at one point, man, because we need you back on the damn. We got some plans for you, Ron Slusher, whether you want to hear it or not, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, like
The
who,
knowledge
me?
that Ron Slusher brings to the table, man, we might have to do something, M2K, to get
Facts.
this brother on one of these shows, man. Damn.
Yep.
All right. Collins Dynasty is in the building, man. The boy Project
All
Storm is
in.
up in here, but who cares? And Stadia Doses News is here. So, Geek the Sneak just dropped the super sticker on our head, man. $10
Appreciate it, geek.
already,
Appreciate it.
man.
Thank you.
We definitely appreciate it. So
Thank you.
here's the deal, man. And it's funny because we were just talking before the show about and see, you know I don't cap, man. It's funny how Geek the Sneak drops a super sticker on our head before we even get rolling. And I was talking about ways of trying to get back to, especially to this one particular gamer and all that stuff, man. But I don't want to say too much because we might have to plan something for the next show. You never know when these giveaways are coming out. We just did one last week on SML podcast
Yep.
last Saturday. And you know, it's the summer. So you never know what might happen next, man. But we also had Clive Illington, y'all. Give it up to him, always dropping hella fire content as only he can, man. On Mondays.
Clive
On
is
Mondays,
alive.
man. I don't have anything else
Woo.
to watch. Listen, man, hold up. This dude knows Lord Kenswell Stadium, man. Listen, from now on, you're gonna see me take a little pause. Expect when Lord Kenswell shows up, I'm stopping the damn show. I don't care what channel I'm on, who I'm guest appearing on, or whatever. It don't even matter. If Lord Kenswell shows up, we stopping the damn show. Now look, Clive is the brother, man. Y'all already know. Does a lot of great things for the community. Chop things up on a Monday, man. When I don't have any other content to really check out. Now I know I just got myself in trouble with everybody that goes live on Mondays and stuff, y'all. But I be checking y'all out too. I be lurking and stuff, dropping likes everywhere I can, man. I drop so many likes. I need to do more for myself, man. Man, we got Efron Mexia in the building, man, dropping the super sticker himself. Damn, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. So here's the deal, right? We appreciate the support, y'all, but you know, we're constantly talking about ways to get back ourselves, man. We're not a stranger to it. MM2K did a great explanation of you gave a great explanation of why we had to really hold back on certain big giveaways. And I consider a premiere edition and stuff like that big giveaways to me, man, because you have everything you need to play Stadia at the highest level on your big screen TV, man. That's pretty big versus paying $300, $400, $500 for a console or up to $2,000 like I did for my PC to do the same thing that I'm doing right now. But here's the deal. I got it. Shake Capo is in the building, man. Shake Capo is in the building. Look, Flight Sim. I want to jump over there first, man. Microsoft Flight Simulator. A lot of people are sleeping on it. I think that's one of those games that would do very well in the cloud. It runs great. I will say great on the Series X. It's not perfect, but I didn't think it was going to be perfect coming out of the box, right? You're talking about a game that's using real-time satellite data and all this other stuff, man, real-time traffic reports. And I mean, it's not going to show your car driving down the highway, you know what I mean, or anything like that, but it's using a lot of real-time stuff, man. And it's just a vast game with a lot of buildings, a lot of trees and water with real wave physics and all this crazy stuff, wind effects, man. Hurricanes as they form in real life might be in the damn game. I saw people flying over hurricanes or through hurricanes and stuff. Flight Sim is a hell of a game, man. It made me think about what would be possible if that was a cloud only game, man. Like if it was cloud, or if they could bring it to xCloud. But then I went to go check this morning. I realized Flight Sim is not playable on xCloud yet. And I said, what the hell is going on, Microsoft? What are y'all doing, man? This would be the perfect game to just have in the cloud right now, ready for people to boot up without having to install that 100 gig download that I had to install, man. Yeah. So it got me thinking, that's a brilliant, beautiful game. I definitely made a couple videos on it, man. The landing challenges I've done. I've also played the game on PC, so I'm not a stranger to it. But it's a brilliant game, M2K. I jumped out with some homies, man. We flew from Oakland to San Francisco. And of course, y'all know we're from the East Coast, me and MM2K. We're on the East Coast right now, East Coast. So, but it was something beautiful about linking up in Oakland, all right? And then flying over to San Fran, over Alcatraz and all this stuff, man. Just like, it was mind blowing. So it made me think, about what cloud gaming could do and what games could
Yeah.
run great, what games
Yep.
could, blend well with cloud gaming and all that stuff, man. So that future, here's to that future, man, that I'm envisioning right now. So with that being said, man, I play Control, as y'all know, but we're gonna wait for that.
Yeah.
What else did I play, bro? I played some other games on PC and all that, but I'm gonna forget about those for now, so we can start the show, man. Anything? What have you been playing, bro?
Well, before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to Ephraim Mexia with the $3 super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ephraim. Really appreciate the support as always. Yeah, man. Y'all haven't seen it yet.
I called that one out too, by the way. I'm on my job. I called that super sticker.
Oh, you did
out.
call it? Oh, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I just don't want you thinking I forgot about the homie.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I must have missed out while I was tweeting.
Yeah, it's all right.
When I was doing this week's, or trying to figure out this week's my first look, I was like, dang, what am I going to play? I was trying to figure it out, and then all of a sudden, boom! Control came out of nowhere, and I said, boom! That's going to be the game. So
it was because of you that I knew about it, bro. If you didn't drop the tweet, I wouldn't have even known. I wouldn't have even known, man.
Oh, you talking about me?
I tell y'all, follow MM2K on Twitter. Follow Stadia Dosage on Twitter, because I'm telling y'all, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know about this article that we might get into, that we're about to get into today. I wouldn't know about a lot of stuff, bro, if it wasn't for you. So people need to understand that they don't want to miss out on some breaking news. MM2K has his hands in all pots, man.
And even if y'all look, I get it. Like, I do a lot of, like, me and my bros are broadband bullies. Like, me and my bro King's Blood, we've been going at it all week. We act out in public. So even if you don't want to catch some of that silliness, that's all right. Follow us over at Stadia Dosage, because the stuff that Storm is talking about gets retweeted at Stadia. If I come across something, they on it at the Stadia Dosage Twitter site, and they boom, boom, boom. They hit that up. And people may not be aware of this, but I help with the Stadia Dosage Twitter site, but I'm not the only one tweeting from there. So there's stuff that's happening over there that I may not be abreast of, vice versa. But then if there is something happening on my Twitter feed, then they do get abreast of it over there. So go follow them. You know what I'm saying, as well. Definitely don't forget about Stadia Dosage page on Facebook. Follow that as well. You're definitely not going to want to miss that, because once we start getting it going with our partners, man, oh man, you're not going to want to miss any content at all. But my bad, Storm. Yeah, what I've been playing, I play Control. You're going to see that my first look tomorrow for the members. If you're not a member, go sign up now. Hit the join button below and check out the tier that you need to belong to in order to catch my first look in the gaming content. All right. But yeah, I played Control yesterday. We'll talk about that later. What else have I played? I played a little bit of Division, because we're ready to go with the Old Dirty Blasters clan. We're ready to go. Shout out to Trash Mob, though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Trash Mob clan. Best of luck to them, and hey, look, man, Trash Mob y'all was tearing it up. I was always getting the goodies with the Trash Mob clan, but we're just, shout out to them. We just want to build something over here as well. So
I still rock Trash Mob on Destiny 2. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You
Facts,
know what I'm saying?
I
still rock Trash Mob, man.
Definitely. Shout out to them, man. A huge clan, huge Stadia clan. But, we got something specific that we're working on over here, where we're trying to show gamers that gaming on Stadia is normal. You know what I'm saying? It's just like picking up. All we do is pick up a controller like everybody else. We ain't sitting there eating raw rabbits and sitting in a circle of fire and dancing and singing weird hymns. You know what I'm saying? We game just like y'all. So that's what Old Dirty Blasters is about. It's about the convergence of Stadia gamers and other gamers on games where there's cross-play in it. So
let me ask you this. Do you have to be 85 years old to join?
It would help you out a lot. No, I'm just joking.
Do you have to be eligible for Social Security?
Social
in order
AARP.
To join,
you got to be AARP bound in order. No. Shout out to Jim with the $1.49. I appreciate you, good brother, as always.
Jim in the building.
Jim, you know how we do. You and Clive, drop your links, man. Drop your links, please.
Jim is not dropping no link.
I
man.
know.
You know that.
I know. But Jim, you
But
got to
what Jim
do it.
does drop is that crispy 4K, y'all.
Yeah, he does.
Can I tell you a quick story, man?
Go ahead, brother.
All right.
Go ahead.
It
Definitely.
was Jim. Who else? Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
I was so proud of them, man. Anybody that was dropping 4K content, man, I was so proud of these guys out here, man. I just felt like I wasn't alone anymore. But before me, it was Lloyd Henderson, man. Lloyd Henderson, and I always shout out NerdNest or StadiaCast for introducing me to the 4K streaming when it comes to Stadia, y'all. But these guys out here are dropping 4K videos, sometimes 4K streams, like myself. And you saw it could be tricky at times. You're streaming at 4K, Stadia streaming to you at 4K. That's crazy as hell, man. In my mind, that's already 8K. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, look at that traffic. Look at the data. I mean, like, Stadia sending you a 4K stream. I mean, people don't think about this kind of stuff. You're streaming it back to people at 4K.
Yes.
That is just crazy, man.
Crazy
That's
stuff,
just
bro.
2021. We shouldn't. I don't know if we should be talking about this or not, man. I had a lot of high hopes with 2020, you know, and all that stuff, man. I knew the technologies were going to be crazy in 2020, man. But I never thought we'd be doing what we're doing right now. So shout out to all them 4K boys out there.
Jim
and
cutting up. He putting Stadia.com out here, Jim. You know that ain't your daggone link, brother. But we're gonna get you to drop
Put it out there. Put it out. That's where the people need to go. That's where the people need to go, though. Sign up right now. All you need is a Gmail account, man. Well, first time I heard somebody say that, man, I said, yo, man, why are y'all just telling people that it's that simple, man?
Yeah.
You gotta and then I realized that it's actually the truth.
That's simple.
If you have a Gmail account, you already have Google Stadia. That's crazy as hell.
You got it. You just got to boot it up. That's it. That's basically what you're doing. All right. With that said, peoples, yeah, that's what I've been playing. So definitely, y'all got some treats coming. So shout out to Division 2. I play a little bit Madden 2, but shout out to Division 2. Shout out to Control. All right. With that said, let's get into today's topics. First and foremost, Project Storm. What we got going on today, man? The aforementioned Control. Bam! You know how we do. Let me show you something. Oh, no. I lied. Before we get into Control, I must do this. And I'm glad I did this because I always forget. Shame on me. Sorry, Jack. But we're going to do it this time. We are now into week 3 of the Summer Community Championships. All right. Shout out to Ron Slusher for the $3. Thank you. Appreciate you, good brother. For the $3 sticker. But the Summer Community Championship continues on. This is week 3. And in week 3, you will be able to play and get over $1,000 accumulative. Even if you're just starting in week 3, over $1,000 grand prize, accumulative is possible. Not a guarantee, but it's possible if you play in the Summer Community Championships. This week we kicked off allowing participants to do their runs and submit them to us. All right, so it's a whole different setup.
How convenient!
But I'm seeing a lot more participation because of it. It seems like a lot of people appreciate that. We are listening. Okay. So, and because of that, if you want to get in on this, because now the competition is way more steep. If you want to get in on this, you have to go to stadiahunters.com/the Summer Community Championship. Let me show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. If it boots up, come on, don't. Okay, there we go. So, go there. What you're going to want to do is, read all the important content, register, then log in. This week's competition is Floor Kid Storm. They give you all the rules and stuff here. Definitely you want to follow those. My brother Clive usually has a great video for this stuff. Not sure if it's out yet. However, what you're going to want to do is sign up ASAP. Again, if you start your participation this week, you still have an opportunity to win over $1,000 accumulative. So go ahead and sign up right now. Go to stadiahunters.com/summer championship. I'm going to put it right here in the chat. Boom! And if you're listening to the audio version, stadiahunters.com/summer championships, or you can go to the Summer CC on Twitter, and the web link is on the main Twitter page. Okay, so definitely go ahead and do that. All right, now we will talk Control. Storm.
What's up?
Troll is finally here, man. It is finally here. So I'm gonna read this blog post real quick that talks about it. And this was this week on Stadia's blog post, which, again, as a note, there were 2 driplets of information. I know that sounds kind of like messy, like, I'm cutting up.
No, it's like a droplet, kind of like a small tidbit. Yeah.
2 driplets of information that came yesterday. One was Control, and the other one was this week on Stadia, but we'll get into that later. But let's talk about Control. The award-winning third-person masterpiece, Control Ultimate Edition, arrives on Stadia today. Terrifying mysteries, atmospheric exploration, and heart-stopping combat all awaits in a perfectly tuned package that redefines action adventures. Purchase Control now in the Stadia store for $39.99 USD, and see why critics and fans alike simply can't stop talking about it. Storm, what are your thoughts on it taking so long to come to Stadia? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, I'm glad you asked. We've talked about this, MM2K.
Mm-hmm.
I know I put it out there that sometimes, good things come, to those who wait, right?
Yes.
So if I'm thinking about this, right, I'm thinking about publishers and devs who have to get their games up and running on other platforms, and then here comes Stadia knocking it out of the park with cloud streaming technology that allows us to play in the cloud. So of course it makes sense to me that sometimes, in order to get these games optimized, and we just learned through the updates that we got at the Dev Summit that sometimes for certain publishers or devs or whatever, it's a little tricky to get their games on the platform and in a timely fashion, right? Now, I don't know if that's the case here. All I know is that we got the Ultimate Edition.
Yep.
That is pretty much the best version of the game you can get. I know on other platforms they have ray tracing and stuff. I talked about that heavily during my live stream yesterday. But who cares about that right now, man? Listen to this, man. This is breaking news right here. Project Storm don't care about ray tracing for 1 minute. Just for 1 minute, I don't even care. Because what we're looking at is another great port, man. That just dropped on Stadia. And it makes, when you're playing it, it makes you forget that you're playing in the cloud, man. And that's what you want as a cloud gamer. Now, I talked about Battlefield 5, and I'm going to come back to that while I'm chopping it up right now about Control. Battlefield 5 on xCloud. Yeah, I know I'm definitely not ever trying to bash any more of these services, or if it comes across like that, that's not what I'm trying to do. But I have to keep it real, man. I was on Battlefield 5 a couple days ago, and I almost went live, but there was some pixelation and stuff, right, that prevented that. I don't even want to do that to xCloud. I don't want to put out something that's going to make people say, look, man, xCloud is not for me, because at these days and times right now, we need all cloud services to be about each other.
Yep.
All right. So, and it's funny that I say, that Stadia and Luna and GeForce Now teamed up with a heartwarming tweet for a lot of people. I guess a lot of people were just touched by this tweet, man. I thought it was cool as hell that you can see all of these companies willing to say, hey, Stadia had already said there's room in the cloud for all of us, but then you see them reach out and, just extend their hand to Amazon Luna. And GeForce Now jumped right back into it, and it was just a beautiful thing to see on Twitter, man. They were all communicating with each other, and that's what it's really all about at the end of the day, right? We're going to have our fun. We're going to talk about shortcomings sometimes. We're going to talk about all the positives and everything of all these services. And at the end of the day, MM2K comes down to this, man. Sometimes you got to have a little bit of patience, man. I always try to encourage people like, hey, I know you want that game. I know you want Ark. I know you want those games, man. For Honor, I know you really want that 2K. You want that to come, Battlefield 2142 and all that stuff. You really want them. But they might be coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They might be on the way, and when they do drop, they're probably going to be running like Control. And Control, let me tell you how that performs real quick. It performs so good that several times during my own live stream, I forgot I was streaming, man. I'm pulling out head busters, man. Head busters is a headshot. That's just a Project Storm way of saying headshot, you know? So I'm out here yelling, head buster. Who wants some? You know what I mean? I'm talking trash. I'm shooting enemies with no aim assist on.
Yep.
Now, I'm coming by your streams, people. If you're streaming Control, I want you to go into settings and I want to see if you got aim assist on, man. This right here is the Storm Challenge. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to you don't have to take part in it. But in the cloud, where the majority of the people that have heard about cloud gaming MM2K, they're hearing things like the cloud's just not ready. 2021, no way. 5G is not even here. It's not properly implemented and all that good stuff, right? You're hearing all of this every day around us. But we keep saying, hey, man, Stadia is the real deal. I don't know how Google does it.
Yep.
But it's the real damn deal, man. Whatever they have over there. And then we don't have to say it. You're hearing it outside of us, like journalists and everybody are talking about this stuff, man.
Yep.
And it's always good to bring it up, MM2K, because I feel like some people are sleeping, man. Sleeping on the technology, sleeping on what I'm talking about, sleeping on how playing Control on Stadia feels just like playing Control on my PC. Better than playing Control on another console. Now, I will say, man, this is all when it comes to setting things at 4K. And I don't want to get into whether this game is being upscaled from 1080p to 4. I don't care, man, because a lot of games, a lot of different places are using upscaling techniques to get to the performance that we're seeing in these games. Even on PC, man. DLSS ring a bell. FSR ring a bell, man. So, I mean, come on, man. At some point, we don't even really need to go into the what's being upscaled from what and all that. Now, for the people that do this, I will say this because I shout out Original Penguin and all the people that do break these things down. I send people to them if you do want that stuff. But I'm saying I don't even care. When I see what I saw yesterday, when I saw Control looking like it did, knowing that I had already played the game on PC, realizing I had the Ultimate Edition, which is the best version of the game you can get. The only thing missing is really like the ray tracing and stuff, right?
Yep.
That's it when it comes to the PS5 and the Series X version. And to be comparing Stadia to these next-gen consoles in any form or fashion is just crazy, man. Now, again, aim assist was off. I'm doing things that I've done maybe a little bit better than on console because of how it felt at the 120 hertz desktop setting. I highlighted that a few times in MM2K to let people know if you have these type of displays, Stadia can run it can feel even better. It's not going to run at 120 frames per second, but it's going to feel like it's running at 120 frames per second or 120 hertz, which eliminates any form of latency, y'all. You just got to try to understand what I'm talking about. Those who know, help your boy out, man. Back me up. Let them know that I'm not making this up. So I just want to throw that out there. The game runs great. I gave it the King of Port title. John Scar echoed my sentiment yesterday, man. I gave it King of Port, even with the hiccup. The only hiccup that I saw came in the form of hitting the start menu, and then when you resume game, there's a slight little hiccup as if something's going on with, like, I don't even know, it's weird. I've never seen it in a game, but it doesn't distract you or take you away from the game experience or whatever, because it's only for like a split millisecond or something like that, and then you're back to the gameplay. MM2K, I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting it to run this good because Control's out here taxing the hell out of Beast PCs with 3080s, 3090s. With ray tracing and all that stuff on, man, like, or without ray tracing, it still could be a taxing game. You know what I mean? But on Stadia, in the cloud, Control should be another game that should say Stadia is not going to work, y'all. It's not going to be possible on Stadia. It should be. That's what this game should be. But it's not, man. It's saying that Stadia can do any damn thing. That's just how I feel about it. What's your take, man? You're going to have to do a lot to do better than what I just did, and I'm not even done.
Shout out to Knicks We Go Hard. What's up? Knicks We Go Hard, the winner of everything. We got nicknames for y'all. We call Dustin Aran the postmaster, and Knicks We Go Hard, the winner of everything, damn it. Now shout out to you, Knicks, for winning our Rainbow Six, our copy of Rainbow Six Siege. Shout out to you, good brother. Thank you for coming back. All right. Here's my thoughts, and I want to address two things that I see in the chat that I think are vital. This is why we got like the best chat storm, the best chat here, man. Number one, Jim says, just give me 60 frames per second. I don't care what the game looks like.
Absolutely.
Also, my brother Elk knew, he be dropping these facts too. He says, personally not bothered about ray tracing. 60 frames per second is what I'm here for. That was my thing. I snuck by, you know what I'm saying? I wedding crashed your stream yesterday, Storm. And I was like, yo, Storm, what it look like? What it look like? You know what I'm saying?
Say, who was this guy? What it look like? What you think it look like? Don't you use your eyes, man? Can't
Security!
You see this 4K? You know what I mean? Even though the stream wasn't perfect because of my own internet connection, I told y'all you can have a gigabit internet speeds and stuff like that and still not have a stable connection, and that will affect your cloud gameplay. Just because you have a gigabit don't mean that it's going to be all well and good. Now, you got to make sure that your connection is consistent, because people with far less internet speeds are having a greater experience than me at times, it seems, when I'm streaming. Well, you know, I'm live streaming at 4K, so I don't know, man. But it's my when my connection is not stable in 2K, you will see buffering and things like that. It happens, bro. We had issues. You just had an issue this morning before we went live.
Yep, absolutely. Issues it's technology, and technology doesn't always go up. Right. It goes down too. With that said, yeah, man, here's. And I'm thinking about like bringing reviews to the platform somehow, because I think this would be a great way to do it. Starting off with this game, because I see a lot of sentiments out there, Storm. Like, I know you didn't want to address them, and normally I'm completely with you on not addressing them, but there's always something. And what I don't want to do is I don't want these people that have a particular subset of things that they like to be made the standard, because there's different types, there's different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? There's diversity of thought. Some people care about ray tracing and stuff like that.
I care.
Opposite of Elk New and you and myself. Me, I personally think it's too early in the game, even on consoles, to be focused too much on ray tracing, because like what we saw with Resident Evil 8, Storm, for that ray tracing mode, they sacrificed too much in frames, and ray tracing ain't more important than frames to your boy. Oh, hell no. I want them frames, because frames will make your visual output, they help towards visual output as well. In a lot of cases,
fluidity and everything, bro.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, they may be more important than the actual resolution. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Them frames is important, and I'm not willing to give up 15 frames to have ray tracing. I'm not willing to go to 60 to 45. Maybe I'll go from 120 to 100, but I'm not going from 60 to 45 for no ray tracing. And therefore, I don't think ray tracing technology, I think a lot of it is overblown and overhyped. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree, but I'll wait.
You know what I'm saying? Not all of it, but I think a lot of it is, especially if I'm losing 15, like, and you see a lot of these console games where they're not hitting, look, I don't want to play nothing that's not 60 frames. This is why I say a lot of it. If your implementation of ray tracing takes me from 60 frames to 45, I don't want the ray tracing. I don't want it. I don't want nothing but 60 frames per second. I won't even play my favorite game on this platform, because I don't get 60 frames. And that's Far Cry 5. So I need those frames. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, if you need those frames like your boy MM2K, if you scratching your neck like Tyrone Biggums and your mouth is ashy like you had a pack of powdered donuts, then when the ray tracing don't take me away from 60 frames, then call me, all right? With that being said, I get to where there's not the ray tracing in here. I get to where some of the detail is not in here like it would be on a high-powered PC. You know what I'm saying? I get to where in some cases where you go into bright lights, it looked a little wash in the performance mode. And to me, in the fidelity mode, I really wasn't digging the fidelity mode. But that performance mode was like they tweaked it just right to where it's a great enough balance of fidelity. The game still looks good. And performance. So you get a flat 60. One of the best performing games I've played yet. You know what I'm saying, Storm? Next to, I'll put it up there with, Doom is great, but, Doom has had hiccups up and down. I think the only games that I've played that really haven't had any hiccups at all were Division 2 and Madden. It's still too early to tell, but it felt like that. It felt super smooth. The game looks good. You know what I mean? So I think this was a good port. I really do think it's a good port. Will I say it's to me, is it the king of ports? I don't know if I can go there, but it's really good.
What is the KOP for 2021?
For 2021, Madden.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
You know, I can't. And again, that's a cheap victory because it's a sports game. You know what I'm saying? So that's not fair. I get it. But Madden, you know what I mean? But that don't mean just because Pepsi's in second don't mean it ain't killing, it ain't doing its thing. Control is plays good, it's fun as hell, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It is the only action game of 2021 that made me want to play it on the go. So after I played it, I didn't record it because what I normally like to do is have my first look air first, and then y'all see my other gameplay. But I was playing the hell out of Control last night on the phone, chilling in the bed with my wife. I normally don't do that if it's not Madden, bro. This is a hell of a port. This is a great port. And kudos to Remedy for doing the damn thing. And again, for those that are like, oh man, well, the visual fidelity, like the shadow behind the lamp. For those people, understand, like my bro said, Control is hellified taxing on the best PCs out there. So I'm not chasing shadows with this game. I'm enjoying the game where the gameplay is just crazy. The story is crazy. The game is spooky as hell. So I'm just enjoying the game storm. I'm loving I'm loving the smoothness of it. I'm loving the fidelity going from device to device to device, and I think it's a hell of a port. I think it's a great port. What do you think?
Hey, yo, real quick, man. I have friends, right? And you all have to forgive me. I have to introduce y'all to some of my friends, some of the stories of the friends I hang with, right? Mm-hmm. Who were definitely bad influences at time. But here's an example, right? You know, I could say, yo, man, I was on that. Hey, did you check out my stream yesterday? I did a 4K control stream, man. Mm-hmm. You know, it was pretty cool. People showed love. They stopped by, whatever. It was cool. Mm-hmm. Man, control was already on. You can find control anywhere. Luna, you know what I'm saying? xCloud.
It's my bros.
I said, GeForce Now. I said, yeah, man. But see, the thing is, right? And I'm trying to explain, right, that I'm looking, I have Luna. And I don't know if they had the Ultimate Edition, man. Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the control over there is the Ultimate Edition. I don't know if control on xCloud right now, we're talking cloud, is the Ultimate Edition. But GeForce Now, they have ray tracing, of course. That's GeForce Now. But GeForce Now don't have the up to 4K. So it's kind of like, what sacrifices do I make, man? What sacrifice do I make? You have a game that's looking beautiful over here on Stadia, that's feeling like I'm playing natively on a PC, bro. And it's up to 4K. However you want to slice it, it looked good, man. Mm-hmm. It looks really good. I'm talking about, I couldn't tell the difference between the 1080p 60 or whatever it is at 60 and the 30. Now, the 30, when you select 4K 30, that's 30 FPS. They're not lying to you. You're not getting 60 some miraculous way. That's 30 FPS. Mm-hmm. For you gamers that don't care, that don't mind 30, you're going to be like blown away by the extra detail. Like there's definitely some clarity to be gained, but I couldn't tell, it wasn't a major difference in MM2K to the point where, you know, I was like, wow. Yeah. I have to play on 4K because it looks that much better. Nowhere close. Yeah. I was more shocked by how good it looked in the 60 FPS mode, bro. Yes. It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
And how smooth it was. Yes.
Bro. I could literally say that I did it for the people yesterday. That's the only reason I went 30 FPS in the first place. I wanted people to see that Project Storm will go 4K 30. I will show y'all this mode. I will support the people that care about 30 FPS, even though I don't, but it's not about me sometimes. So I went out there with that mindset, and I think I pulled off a nice stream, man. So here's the deal. It's kind of like I bring it up and I'm like, yo, Control, man, I don't know. Like I said, Stadia's over here and is running games like at the best fidelity, the best level of detail, man. I don't care if it's ultra textures and all that good stuff. I just want a crispy delivery, man, on my big screen TV where I'm going to be playing most of the time. Now, for some people, that may not matter. You may play on other devices or whatever, like a cell phone, like an iPad or whatever, and you will have a great time. That's beautiful. That's what Stadia is all about. That's what cloud gaming is all about, right? Mm-hmm. But I just don't understand the logic sometimes when people try to hit me with that, man. Stadia got another old game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great games don't age. That's why. And the same people that tell me this would go back and play the first Zelda and have a beautiful time. The first Zelda and go back and play games on Atari and then talk about old games, man. I don't understand the logic. Can you help me? Can you help me understand where they're
I want to help your friends out. I hope they don't get mad at me by saying this.
They're not gonna get mad.
I hope I ain't got to go in the hide.
They're not even listening. They can't listen to the real.
Let me ask you a question, Storm. Do they have Xbox Series X's?
Yes, they do, man.
Okay, and they probably got them day one or close to day one, right?
Yeah, well, pretty close. As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Okay, yeah. So when you bought your Xbox Series X, were you, when I'm talking to your friends, did you buy it for the Falconer? Because that was the only next gen game that you had to play. You bought a $500 box to play old ass games. Shut the hell up! Shut up! You need a CAT scan. Shut the hell up!
I'm glad I didn't have to say it. I'm glad I had to say it.
You know what I'm saying? Man. Like, stop it. Stop. Call me. Hit me up on Discord. We can have this conversation. Anybody that bought an Xbox Series X and paid $500 close to launch, unless you tell me, look, man, oh man, I couldn't wait. I was busting out in sweats wanting to play the Falconer. Y'all need to shut the hell up with that stuff about the old game stuff. Cut it out.
Falconer,
Cut it out. Cut it out. Stop it. I'm sorry, I just had to throw that out there. Because Storm, I know they be torturing you right. Just like they be torturing me, bro.
Somebody might get mad, man, but you're absolutely right, bro. It's all about logic here, y'all. It's all about logic, man, reasoning and all that good stuff, man. Like, how you waiting on, hey, look, man, I'm not going to jump into this. I said I'm going to be neutral as best I can, man. I'm not going down the rabbit hole with MM2K, bro, because ain't no way out, man. Once you go in there, there's no way out.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. You know, I didn't mean to get belligerent.
You know, we keep it real. I've said what I had to say, but it's always good to slap them back with facts when they come out with the silliness, man. Because
exactly,
I'm like, yo, you just admitted to me that you're waiting on Halo, man. I can't wait for Halo Infinite, boy.
Facts.
Tune in. I'm on the Flight Sim. Flight Sim is next gen. Yeah, bro. But I've been playing Flight Sim already on PC, bro. That's not a reason to go out and drop this 500 and be wholly happy. I'm not doing it for Flight Sim, even though I love a Sobo or whatever, man. I love Playtale Innocence and all that, man. They make great games. Two great masterpieces, in my opinion. But I didn't buy my Series X for that. I bought it for Master Chief, man. I want to see him running like I want to see it looking like Ratchet and Clank on PlayStation 5. So I'm just saying, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. So then I'm like, but then lastly, I'm like, yo, man, the Ultimate Edition is on Stadia.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to pay for it. But you're paying for Game Pass every month, because I know I see they try to hit you with that too. They forget that they're paying a subscription to Game Pass every month, man. Yep. $15 that is. $15 for the Ultimate. Yep. Crazy.
Tell me about it. So y'all trying to tell me, and we're gonna talk about this in the after show though. But this is why when the haters do their hating, it's best for them, like I said, to put them in a little canoe and sit them off into the waters. Y'all trying to tell me that buying a $500 box for a subscription service is the B's G's. Did y'all just see Microsoft's gaming financials?
Man, I think, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
They fell short.
I think we're going to drop that in the after show.
We're going to drop that in the after show. They fell short. I ain't going to say too much.
Yes, they did.
They fell short. And guess what couldn't save them? Game Pass couldn't save them. All right?
Oh, man. Now, look.
Man, they caught the vapors. Game Pass. Shout out to the late, great Biz Markie. They caught the vapors.
Trying to start it up, man.
Game Pass couldn't save them. They gotta stop this foolishness, Storm. Storm, do they know that me and you be in the trenches about this? Like, they just be listening to IG and we be in the trenches. Right. We know the math. They don't know it.
When it comes to logic, man, they don't. It's a Stadia thing, man. It's like Stadia. I see y'all happy with Stadia, man. I'm gonna kill that happiness. I don't care. I don't want to see you laughing and happy. I want you over here playing games with me and all that good stuff, man. That's what it is. That's what it's about, man. It's about, they want you to be on whatever platform, man, with them, and that's it. That's why they
validates
some of them.
It validates their purchase. Look, I was told, and again, I don't want to get into a Microsoft bashing thing. We're going to continue. We're going to wrap this up on Control. But I was told, Storm, because I was having this conversation a while back, and I said, I enjoy Stadia because I get to play my favorite games the way that I want to play them. Like, while I'm chopping up with Storm, if my wife comes up and be like, nah, fun time is over. You better bring your butt down to the family room and we're going to chat about my day at work. I could just bring it down just like that in a couple of seconds. Do that. If I'm laying in the bed, boom, 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 it goes everywhere with me. I ain't got to worry about downloads. I ain't got to worry about managing storage, which irks me. I really don't want to do that right now. Last night, part of the reason why, y'all, we were trying to go live early, but we couldn't do this. I had to upgrade my M.2 storage in my PC, and I messed that up. You know what I'm saying? And messed up my computer, so I had to reconfigure that. With Stadia, you ain't got to worry about that stuff. I only got that for my PC gaming part. I ain't got to worry about that stuff with Stadia. They do that there, so that's extra money in my pocket. This platform is free $99. And so I'm gaming the way that I want to game. So I asked somebody, Storm, who got an Xbox. I said, well, why did you get the Xbox? I said, because they were like how you said your friend was. I can't wait till Halo comes out. There's really nothing for them that they want to play right now. They're really not getting a heightened experience like any of the 120 frame stuff or of the X enhanced stuff is really games that they don't want to play. So I said, why are you getting an Xbox Series X now? Why not wait and see what they give you, have it on the docket, and if they don't give you anything but Halo, don't get it until Halo comes out. You know what they told me? They said, Storm, it's an investment into the future. I said, damn it, you sound like you putting your kids through college. Now Xbox is the 501c plan. Like, what is we doing here? Don't come to us about why we like Stadia. Even though Stadia is still building and it's not in its apex now, for those of us that have certain things that we're looking for, it's delivering for us now. I'm not investing in Stadia because I'm getting nothing out of it now and I want to see what it does in the future. That's lunacy to me. You may be excited for what you're getting now and even more excited for stuff that's getting in the future, that you're getting in the future. But if you are not getting anything out of any product or service now and you're simply buying into it because you hope that it gives you something, I got a bridge to sell you. You know what I'm saying? So don't come to me about this. Why are y'all playing old games and all this other stuff? It don't make any sense. The math don't add up, man. But as far as Control is concerned, Storm, I think it's a great game. I think it's a great port. I'm really enjoying it. And really, right now, I thought Outriders was going to be that game that took my soul because I love action games. It's Control. And I waited to play this game once I found out it was possibly coming to Stadia. When I found out it was a possibility, I didn't play it. I know we got it free for PlayStation and all that. I just avoided it, bro. And I'm happy I did because I'm loving this. One more thing I do want to float to you, Storm, though. I want to float this to you, Storm. We talked about this before the show. Maybe I didn't use good, relevant enough numbers, but we were trying to break it down to people why we enjoy this platform and why we're getting stuff out of it now, even though we're looking forward to the future. People say, well, Stadia doesn't have all the games. And y'all shouldn't enjoy it because it doesn't have all the games. And so I put it to y'all like this. And we say, well, it's the best tech out there. And people say, that doesn't matter. It doesn't have all the games. So I posed a question to you, and I'm going to pose it to the chat. Say if there's supposed to be 150 games coming out in 2021. Say if there was 150 games coming out total. But Stadia was getting 100 of those games. Oh, no. Say you had two platforms to choose from in order to play any of those games.
Yeah.
One system was the Xbox Series X, but you could only play 100 of those games. Or you could play all 150 games, but you got to play them on the 360 with the 360 specs. Which one are you going with? And that's just a simple thing. Everybody's they're gonna say, well, damn, I guess them 50 games I ain't gonna be playing because I'm playing at 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series X. I'm not going back to 360 specs. And that's the way we feel. Like, we get it. This platform got these games and that platform got the, but we don't even want to touch them unless there's certain parameters with them. And that's why we love Stadia so much. I get it. I might get a bigger lineup with the PlayStation 4, but I don't even want, we're spoiled. It's like going back from driving a car to horse and carriage again. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about just the number of games. You got to have a balance. You got to have games and you got to have performance. That's why I said performance is key. If you don't have the performance, you don't even want to play those games. So again, if I tell you, oh, you're going to play all 150 games, you might get excited and clap like a baby still at first. But when you find out you playing with Xbox 360 specs, you might say, well, you know what? I'll just play 100 of those games on the Xbox Series X. So that's how I look at it. I don't know if you look at it the same way, but what are your thoughts on that before we move on?
No, I agree. I mean, where you know what I'm thinking. I want to play the games. The gaming it evolves, man. That's why we have PS5s and Series X's and 3090s, 3080s, and 6900 XTs and all that stuff in the first place. And it's not like a small number of gamers. It's not a few hundred or a few thousand. There's a lot more gamers that are interested in having their, buying these consoles. PlayStation 5 just sold 10 million MM2K. So I know I have to be right. I don't worry about whether I'm right or wrong, man.
True.
And it's going to do tens of millions more if they can get them in people's hands or whatever. So, look, man, at the end of the day, we're never going to tell you how to game. We're never going to tell you that you must play on Stadia. That's never going to happen, right? But man, look, when it comes to this cloud gaming talk, which is why we do this podcast, y'all, primarily, look, Stadia's world class is just best in class, man. It's everything class, It's classy and all that stuff. You know what I mean? The performance is crazy, and that's a beautiful thing. If it gets better than this, why build another PC? That's the question, man. Why buy another console? Now, this is just me. I'm not saying this is what all cloud gamers should think, console owners and PC hardware enthusiasts.
Yes.
I'm saying this. If it gets better than this and I can stream these games versus downloading and updating and patching these games and stuff, man, if I could save $200-300 on the SSD that's proprietary, if I don't have to buy that $200 2 terabyte NVMe, because 1 terabyte, we know how quick they fill up. MM2K is talking about the M.2. I mean, you have to see, just like with consoles, you're going to kick out more money. Stadia, you might already have a TV. All you need to do is just plug in the dongle. Or don't even do that. Just pull your keyboard out, man. The same keyboard that you're using on that computer, the Hachitachi Macintosh or whatever, you know what I'm saying? All that combination. You just type in gmail.com, go to your Gmail, you sign in, boom, boom, boom. You start playing Stadia, you streaming it, you realize it's not taxing your hardware, so you can still be doing all your office work and stuff on the side. Man, that is what the future of gaming is about, man. That's why I'm intrigued, man. It has nothing to do with all this other nonsense that people are talking about. So there it is, MM2K. That's just how I feel about it.
Shout out to the brother Christopher Torres real quick. And he brings up an interesting point. So Efren had said he want to get Outriders. And we let's talk about that just super quick. He said he want to get Outriders. You had heard that Outriders may have been enhanced. I tried it right before we went live. I told Efren, I said, hold off on it yet. Here's why I said that. I did try it right before we went live. I did notice a significant increase in improvement or whatever, but I'm still noticing stuttering. Now, Torres, I know this game is so sporadic and crazy. Like, I got a cousin that lives 15 minutes away. He swears to me, bro, that he don't get nothing. Like, he may get some frame drops, and he's very picky. And he swore, since it launched, he has sworn to me that he don't have no problems with it. Now, my brother down south said, yeah, you right, bro. Let me leave Outriders. So it's very spotty for a lot of people, but for the most part, it's janky for people. So when I booted up right before we went live and I told Storm, it's a lot better, it's a lot smoother, and the draw distances are good. It don't look like oatmeal anymore, but I'm still getting some juddering. So I can't recommend it yet. It's still not the best port, because it doesn't do Stadia any justice. It's a lot better. Don't get me wrong, Torres. It's a lot better than what it was. But from my experience, it ain't up there with Control, for instance. You know what I'm saying? We just giving Control its roses. It ain't up there with Control. They still got to do a little bit tweaking, because I was getting some stuttering. Now, maybe you're not getting the stuttering, bro. That could be the possibility. But because I noticed it, I just personally can't recommend it just yet. Just yet, but they're getting there.
Let me say something, M2K, real quick, man.
Yep.
So the beautiful thing about cloud gaming is I don't have to reach for anything. I'm watching the chat right now, and in another browser I have August Stadia Pro games, and in another browser I had the homie MM2K DM on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? That's infamous, y'all. Man, I don't even want to talk about it. Here's the deal. Then I have another browser open with Control running on xCloud. Now, again, this is just for comparison's sake for all of you who are interested. It is not to bash xCloud because I see a lot of different use cases for xCloud, and I see xCloud helping propel cloud gaming, right?
Yep.
But man, I'm looking in the display section in M2K, and I don't see 1080p 60. I don't see 4K 30, and I'm feeling kind of naked, man. I'm feeling kind of lost without it. And this is why I paid the $40. Yeah, but Storm, you got to pay for it, man. Yeah. But don't we pay for quality, man?
Yeah.
Some of us, don't we pay for quality, man? We want the best. That's why we signed up for Game Pass and all this stuff, man, because you want to enjoy games. You don't want to have to buy games at $60 a pop, man. This game was $40. I got the best version of it on Stadia.
Yep.
Damn. This right here is showing two things. It's showing that, one, you got a new publisher on board that says, hey, Stadia is a platform that we can make a little bit extra money. Like I've been saying, we can make a little bit extra money, but we're not trying to hit nobody over the head. I think it's a good sweet spot. We're going to give them the Control Ultimate Edition for $40, but we're going to give them next gen like settings minus ray tracing. Because Google is not ready for ray tracing yet. Stadia is not ready for ray tracing just yet. It's coming in one day. But you see what I'm saying, y'all? So that's the trade-off right there that I want to talk about. So I go over here, and I will be testing the performance live on stream right now just to let people know who's wondering how it performs over there. I'm playing it while we're talking, but go ahead and do your thing, bro. I'm here.
No, I was just going to say, and then wrap up with Torres. Torres might be right. Like, I might be the outlier. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it on CCU. It might be me because I'm, I might just be getting juddering on my end. So, because my brother brought it up, and I didn't, and I can attest to what he's saying. There is a significant improvement. It's the smoothest I've seen it to date. So definitely check it out.
Try it, man. I trust
definitely
Torres.
Check it out.
I trust Torres. I trust you.
Yeah.
Only way I could do it is spend $60. It was just on sale. I can't do it, man. Damn. I'm I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, man.
Well, here's the thing. I tell y'all what. Let's do this. To be fair, because Stadia has a great return policy. Y'all just got to be careful. I've seen enough, Storm, where I can say this. I can't recommend it because of what I saw, but what is a fathomable alternative is, because I could be an outlier. I was an outlier for Cyberpunk. At first, it took me a while for it to be smooth when it was smooth for the majority of people, out from the outset. I could be an outlier. Could be something in my network. Here's what I suggest you do. Get the game, play it. Action starts immediately. Just make sure you don't go over the 2-hour threshold. If while you're playing it's smooth, bada boom, you got it. If it's not smooth and you ain't going over the 2-hour threshold, just return it. So, but no, I can attest to this. If it is some network stuff on my end, I'll check it out. But what I can attest, what I did see as equally of what my brother Therese saw is, the damn thing is smooth. It's the smoothest I've ever seen it as far as the movement and everything, bro. It was, I couldn't believe it, but I was getting stuttering. So, but that was just my experience. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the chat. Shout out to Torres and Efren for that one. Definitely great conversation. All right, man. Let's do this. Let's move on to the next topic at hand, Project Storm, and that is, there was an article that came out not too long ago. Came out a couple days ago. We talked about it here earlier on Stadia Live Session. It's from Tom Krazit of Protocol. And the article speaks to how Google Cloud plans to kill its killed by Google reputation under the new Google Enterprise APIs policy. The company is making a promise that its service will remain stable far into the future. So let me read a little bit about this, and then we can chop it up and give our thoughts on Google's approach to this altogether and how it may relate to Stadia. Google Cloud issued a promise Monday to current and potential customers that it's safe to build a business around its core technologies, another step in its transformation from an engineering playground to a true enterprise tech vendor. Starting Monday, Google will designate a subset of APIs across the company as Google Enterprise APIs, including APIs from Google Cloud, Google Workspace, and Google Maps. APIs selected for this category, which will include a majority of Google Cloud APIs, according to Krupa Krishnan, Vice President at Google Cloud, will be subject to strict guidelines regarding any changes that could affect customer software built around these APIs. Now, listen to these parts. Let me see here. That's not the quote that I want. Hold on one second. It says, "We are striving to leave no dead ends in our products and leave no customer behind, even if it adds significant cost to us," Krishnan said. When asked if she was familiar with Killed by Google website and Twitter account run by Cody Ogden, a satirical take on Google's reputation for stability, Krishnan couldn't help but laugh. "It was pretty apparent to us from many sources on the internet that we are not doing well," she allowed. So if you go further and further into the article, Storm, it talks about how they brought in the CEO from Oracle to help with this enterprising effort. And basically what's happening is Google is transforming its thought process from saying, okay, well, here goes a new app. Ooh, the app is cool. People stop using it. So we're just going to, but we still think there's some great parts out of it. We're going to pluck them great parts out and add it to this and kill that thing. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do that with paid for services like what Stadia is. But the simple fact that now, even with the non-paid for services, they are saying that they're going to do this. And the fact that they are even committing to paid for services with a lot of these cloud platforms. Google Stadia wasn't mentioned by name, but in your thoughts, do you think this would apply to Google Stadia now or in the future?
I'm gonna say, I think I'm leaning toward more so and I'm gonna say in the future, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm say in the future, right? Because some things are still being shaken out and all that good stuff, you know. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing. I know you broke this down already, but I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. Really, I'm talking about really though, to really be able to give something of substance, man, because this is saying to me that they're back in Stadia. Right? Or everything cloud. Everything cloud is definitely and you know, I was wondering why they were careful not to mention Stadia in particular, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. You might have to get back to me. I'm gonna have to process this one, man, for real.
See, I think what's going on here is that, and you let us know what y'all think in the chat. What I think is going on here is Google in its entirety is changing its culture. Remember way back when, eons and eons ago, when John Justice left? That was decades ago, right? John Justice left, and there was that article that came out from 9 to 5 Google, shout out to them, that said that there was a culture change at Google. And a lot of project managers, or product managers rather, excuse me, they were looking at this change, and they were saying to themselves, you know what? This ain't for me. Or the managers above them were going to them and saying, you know what? This ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? And make it. Now, we don't know where John Justice fell under that, you know, but whatever the case may be, it was changing a big shift in the managerial crew, product manager crew, whatever the case may be. Shout out to the homie Akash Monger too, who seems to be very connected and understanding how a lot of this stuff works. He printed out a lot of content and material in relation to this when all that dropped. That there's a huge cultural shift change at Google.
Yeah.
Then you started.
Saw that tweet. I did see the tweet.
Absolutely. So following that up, you then Storm started to see. Stadia mimic things of this. 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 Stadia mimi We're not going anywhere. Making definitive claims where they would never do. We're not going anywhere.
That's
We're
true.
not going anywhere. Stadia is here to stay. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to enjoy this, that, and the other. And then the keynote comes and all that other stuff to where they're making investments in the future. We understand it was too difficult to develop for Stadia. So we're going to make it easier. We're not just going to pluck Stadia out and call it YouTube gaming immediately or anything. You know, we don't know what the future holds. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to make this thing better. You already started seeing the commitment to those APIs. When they closed down SG&E and kept Stadia rolling, rocking and rolling, and just didn't say, well, look, let's continue giving you access to the games that you already bought, and well, you'll figure out what's going to happen in the future. No, they kept it rocking and rolling and reinvested it. That was already the earlier signs towards this commitment as far as I'm concerned. So it was very interesting to see that the stuff that we've learned about earlier, Storm, that we were at the forefront, and I hate saying this, like we are, you know, the fortune tellers, but we got to remind people so people don't think hearing this for the first time, oh, these people are just pulling this out of the rear end. No, we let y'all know before that keynote. What did we tell them, Storm? Alphabet was doubling down on the assets to the development. Did we not? We told y'all that in May, I think it was. We told this keynote happened in July. So you're starting to see the fruits of this culture change that was already exhibited in elements of Stadia being exhibited throughout the whole company. I think it's only a matter of time, Storm. I think what it is with Stadia is still in its building phase. It's not a premier application for the Google product suite altogether. So I think it's only a matter of time that when they do mention this, Storm, they're going to mention Stadia in name, but I think it automatically applies to Stadia as well. Those are my thoughts. Lord Kinzel in the house of Stadia says they make a distinction between paid services and free apps. That's where misinformation about Killed by Google comes from. Absolutely. You got to read the whole article as Lord Kinzel alludes to. That is true. And Clavulina says, got to agree with that, Lord Kinzel. But that is the fact. That is a fact. Definitely check out that article. So, all right, y'all.
So, you know, let me say this, man. What I do like in the whole thing, like I told you, I needed just a little bit of time to process everything because I saw like when Akash dropped that tweet, man, I was on it. I put a like on it. I was like, wow, okay. Knew we were going to be talking about it today, right? Yep. Just had to think about it because I really just like to think about everything from all angles. But man, when I think about it, MM2K is basically just, I think it's offering even more transparency to customers and stuff like that to the consumers, man. And, you know, just letting them know up front that, hey, if there's any kind of major changes or anything like that, drastic changes or whatever going on, you all will know in advance. Now, that's the key part. Like, customers will know in advance. When it comes to Stadia, though, because they don't clearly mention it, that's why it takes me a little bit more time to process it. I need somebody to say, this is what we're doing to back Stadia. Stadia is blah, 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 and why, right? But this, it's about the whole cloud, you know, the whole Google Cloud. When the more I think about it, man, of course, you have to throw Google Play, Google Stadia, and all that stuff up in there. So, yeah, man, I can see this saying that we're going to back our products and make you all aware of any changes so that you as a consumer can have the right to do what you need to do so that you're not caught off guard. I that's what I think. I like it.
Yep. It's just more. I mean, I think we've already did it. The whole Stadia's dying in 3.5 minutes thing. That's already been dead. We told you like this.
Yeah, but go ahead. I would really. I want that message like Nate Ahern. I want somebody to really come out, and I know others want this too. This is what really, because see, this opens up. It put question marks over the heads of the haters. You know what I'm saying? I really want them to come out and hammer it home and say, look, man, bang, this is why Stadia is not going anywhere, really. Yeah, as if we need to explain. Here's reason one, boom. Here's reason two, boom. This is our trajectory, boom. We're investing this. And even though they have done all this stuff, it would be good to have it in one place to further just kill all the skeptics and what they're thinking and all that stuff, man. All the haters. You know,
I think we've run into a place though. See, I will say this, and this is just me and my 10.
Not talking about a full roadmap now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Even though they've done that too, pretty much.
Yeah,
I
they've
don't
done
know,
that.
man.
I think what's happened is the naysayers have dug such a hole that I think at any point in time, Stadia doing exactly what they want them to do. Like, let me give you an example. And I want to do this. I want to give flowers to somebody again. We've done it multiple times on the show, but we'll do it multiple times more because we love this individual, because this individual just has the biggest heart in the entire community. One of the biggest hearts. There's a lot of great people in this community. He has one of the biggest hearts, and he's a great friend of the show, and that's our good friend, Ray Sherrod. Ray's a great guy. Ray loves gaming, whether it's cloud, Stadia, Luna, PlayStation 5, Xbox, PlayStation. He ain't really a big Xbox guy, but he loves gaming altogether. So I can really dig where Ray's coming from, right? In his gaming selection. That being said, Ray, because he shows love everywhere, just around this time, late last year, Amazon Luna came out, and they're doing what they need to do. They gotta get within the cloud space, the cloud gaming space. For the most part, at the time that they entered, Stadia has a lock on the cloud gaming space, and I mean the gamers that dedicate their gaming primarily to cloud gaming. That's the cloud gaming space, not those that might play for 5 minutes on the train every 3 weeks. I mean those that really dedicate themselves to cloud gaming because of the convenience or because of the technical aspects. Amazon sees that Stadia already has a built community. Of course, it's what they get paid to do. They're going to try to siphon off some of that community, right? And they may either siphon them off or just expose them to Luna as well. And the people like Luna and they like Stadia, right? It depends. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But Ray Sherrod just enjoys everything. So what Luna tried to do, what Luna did, not tried to do, what they did, and my brother still sports this avatar to this day, is they made him like this movable avatar, movable GIF for the cyborg. And it's dope. It looks dope. So I remember, and then Amazon was out there every day. What's your favorite piece of pie? Is it peach or cherry or apple or, whatever. And everybody was going bananas, Storm. Remember that? Oh my God, Amazon loves the gamers. Stadia hates them. They're out on Twitter every day. Oh my God. They're giving people gifts and all this stuff, right? Screw you, Stadia. Can't stand you. Burn in the pits of hell. Remember when all that was happening? Now look at Stadia. Shout out to Shaka, who's new on board. She said that she had an overwhelming day yesterday for joyful reasons. Shout out to Grace Shang and Chris and all them that have been holding it down before Shaka even came. Shout out to all of them. Stadia's killing it on the scene. Ain't nobody touching Stadia in that little cloud space on Twitter right now. They giving Stadia, are those same people that was like, Stadia, you burn in hell. I hope your brain oozes from your nose. Is them same people, are they out here now, Storm, giving Stadia their flowers for what they're doing? No, now it's a non-issue. And why is it a non-issue? Because I feel like that was just being used as a flamethrower to anything versus Stadia. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I brought that up, Storm, is to say, I get that there's people that have legitimate concerns, legitimate beefs, and we're not saying because it's not a beef with MM2K or Project Storm, it's not legitimate. But there is just a small subsect of canoe people that their job every day, that they've ordained themselves as the monocle people of Stadia bad stuff. Anything bad with Stadia, we want to extrapolate it. We wanted to put it in bold. And those people aren't coming back. They're not. But that's why you got to let them be out there in their little canoe, and you push the canoe out there, because they're not going to come back until the rest of the gaming community comes over and they say,
canoe.
You
like
know,
Kratos and everything.
Exactly.
Man,
you do better, boy. Just let them drift out into the sea. Let them drift out. What you say, Chariot Man? Let them drift out banish them to the sea or whatever. The barren sea.
Throw them out into the barren sea.
Throw them out in the barren sea. People aren't coming back until the rest of the gaming community then like Stadia. So, right now, Storm, them clarifying things and putting it, they could put it in a cleaner message. I get with that totally.
Yeah, you know
But
what I'm
it's
saying. I
not
know
going to
they're
do anything.
careful. I know, and see, that's another part of the messaging, man. I know they're careful, and at times, like I said, Nate Ahern, I brought him up for a reason. You know what I mean? He
Yep.
came out here with a passion. Boom.
Facts.
Stadia ain't going nowhere. Stadia's alive and well.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That makes the haters cower, man. They hide under the covers and cower. They shake and shiver. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to see a little bit more of that. Like, you know, just to hammer out the end of this year or whatever, or the closing to this year. And, you know, boom, this is what we've already offered. This is where we're going in the future. Bang. If you think Stadia is dying, but see, that's just me. That's just wishful thinking on my part. But I want to highlight something in this chat, man, real
Yes,
quick
sir.
before we move on.
Yes,
Nick
sir.
Go Hard, man. Say, you guys get your flowers now, Project Storm MM2K. When everyone was saying doom and gloom, you guys were saying buckle up and wait and see what Stadia is about to become. But we weren't the only ones, man. He said, thank you. We weren't the only ones, man. There were so many of us out there. And you see one of them in this chat, Clive Ellenden, and others that shot through, man. There were so many of us, Nerf Report, so many on that ship. Just, and that's the thing, man. That's the beautiful thing. That's why we're here. And that's why sometimes it's hard for me to get super excited. Because you, MM2K, we could just tell, man. You could just feel the enthusiasm and the opportunity that Google had with Stadia, bro. So I don't jump out of my chair as much as I used to, man. I do it at times, but I don't do it as much as I used to because I could see the light, man. I see what if I tell you what, without Stadia, it's going to be a hard time pushing cloud gaming. Take Stadia out of the equation. See what happens. Netflix enters. If they don't have that Stadia technology, that goodness to it, that allow people to play games at a high fidelity and with consistency and all that stuff, that negative latency sauce, they might do all right because they're still going to be having people watching movies and stuff. But if they don't deliver that Stadia experience, if xCloud don't get it together real quick and deliver that Stadia experience. So now you got people out here that needs to deliver that Stadia experience, man. And that right there might hurt. Some people might be confused at what I'm talking about, but they haven't gotten their hands on the Stadia controller. If they feel like that, I'm talking directly to you. Yes, you. If you haven't gotten your hands on the Stadia controller, you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You need to do better. Get your hands on the controller and then let me know, Storm, here it is right here. And then show me some gameplay. Because I don't believe everybody. I don't believe everybody that says they got their hands on the controller. Yeah. We've been through that in 2019 and 2020, man.
Hey, tell me about it, bro. When we had to call about, show me that gameplay. I ain't got to show you nothing. How dare you?
I don't have to show you nothing, man. I played it. And I
played it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you played it. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. And look, this and I urge y'all again. Even though here's the thing, I'm noticing though, Storm. You get these people that throw these little snarky comments out there here and there. But even when Wario, shout out to Wario64. Remember when Wario64 decided, okay, well, for the heck of it. And I think secretly Wario, I don't know if it's a group of people or whatever, but I think secretly they enjoy Stadia or they wouldn't be wasting their time, right? So when Wario started putting Stadia stuff out there and said, you know, this sale is happening and that sale's happening, right? When you would go to the chat at first, there would be nothing but haters in there. Nothing but haters, you know?
Right.
But now it was like, I want to say it was like 95% hater, 5% of us. But come on, man, don't do this to Stadia. Stop it. But now it's kind of like 80-20, maybe 70-30. Where it's pro Stadia. I love this. You know, you'll get somebody that'll put a snarky comment out there, and people say, "Well, you're on your own." I love it, and then 5 other comments will follow. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's not the same 5 people. It's a varying group of people. And then now you're starting to see with more and more posts that people are being positive. So when you're seeing these posts that people are being positive, guess what's happening now? You're seeing less and less posts.
Less and less
from people like Tom Warren. That, anybody playing Stadia. Oh, I was just joking. Easy. You don't see that. Yeah, wrong. You don't see them anymore because their things quickly get flooded with a bunch of people that are pro Stadia, right? So now it's losing its effect. And now things are converting to, they're moving the goalposts to, well, it don't have all the games yet. Which again, to my prior example, if you give me 150 games on the Xbox 360 and give me 100 of those same games on the Xbox Series X, I'm picking the Xbox Series X every day. I love the 360 when it was in its prime. But I'm not going back to Xbox 360 specs. And that's what a lot of people feel about Stadia. They got their hands on Stadia. They're like, hold on, I can't get a next-gen console, but I'm playing this thing on Stadia. And now I realize, hey, maybe I don't need a next-gen console.
I want to stop you, and I really want you to imagine people's faces when they wanted to play Cyberpunk, and they couldn't play it on their favorite console, right? So they had to sign up for Stadia at that point because they really wanted to try to gain day and date. Now, we know a lot of that had to happen, MM2K.
We know it.
But I want you to imagine their faces when they played that thing and realized it was great. Because what you didn't see, people, you didn't see a whole lot of Cyberpunk on Stadia is straight trash.
Exactly.
Go out there. Now, somebody probably saw it, but if you haven't seen it ever, then you're in good company with me because I didn't see it. I'm sure if I look for it, I could find it, but it wasn't popping up out of nowhere like all the other hater topics do.
You know what? And I ain't gonna name the person because I love him. I love him like a child. I ain't never paid child support for. I love this person. I ain't gonna say who they are live on air, but I was having an argument with my content creator friends, and someone had put an article out there that they were like, I can't believe it. The best place to play Cyberpunk 2077 next to a PC is Stadia. And it was like, I just spent $500 on I can't remember who wrote the article. I don't know if it was Forbes or somebody wrote the article. I spent $500 on a console, picked up Cyberpunk, and it doesn't play better than this $99 dongle. I can't believe it. So I put that in the chat where I conversate with my friends, and somebody responded. Now catch this. They said, you comparing the performance of a console versus server racks? You got to go that low? I said, huh? I said, but that's the point. I'm getting the power of server racks for $399. You're paying $500 for a console. So what is all this Stadia hate for? You what? Are y'all that low in ammo?
I get you.
Bruh, blew my mind. I said, golly, let me get up out of here because things are getting sad here. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Storm. There's a lot to offer with Stadia. The fact that out of the tragedy of COVID and stuff like that and people not getting access to consoles and the chip shortage, that actually worked in Stadia's favor. Where people were like, okay,
some people don't think they capitalized enough. I'm like, man, Stadia stuck to the script. We realize that because we haven't seen 8K and 4K 120 and all that yet. They're sticking to the script. They're not listening to Project Storm. They're going to roll with that rollout. They're going to roll with the script. Then they're going to, and when at the right time, when we need it the most or when we're not expecting things to just happen. Exactly. Like we see this all the time. I talked to Rev about the stealth drops. Some people say, nah, Stadia. And I understand. I'm not going to make fun of these people now because, damn it, some of them are in the community that we love. Some of them are like, yo, I really would like to be prepared, Stadia. Let me know when control is going to drop, for example, so I can save money, man. I got kids. I got, things like that, right? Which is very valid. But at the same time, I said, man, I see Stadia continue to do what they're going to do. And I like that move. Now, this is just me, Project Storm. I like it. MM2K might not. Clive might not like it, but next week Go Hard might. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like the stealth drops, bro. I want to get your thoughts on the stealth drop real quick because it happened out of nowhere, bro. And I swear it's at the right time. And I swear there couldn't be a more perfect day than yesterday to launch Control Ultimate Edition. I don't know what you think, bro, but that's how I feel. And do you want to see the depth of the stealth drops?
No,
Or would you like? Do you think they're beneficial? Go ahead.
I've learned, and I'm learning, and I'll give my opinions on things, and then I'll have to be educated. It's happened more than once. It happened with my brother. Shout out to 6'4". The PFG gaming. You know what I'm saying? He educated me on something. I was adamant, man. Y'all remember MM2K? I was sitting there smacking cabinets and kicking my desk. Oh man, this. Shout out to old Milwaukee for that one.
You were trying to impress the haters for once.
Hey, wasn't that?
You know what I mean?
Wasn't that?
Just for once, bro. You were trying to impress the haters. You had your best suit on and everything, man.
Hey, bro.
Tuxedo and all, man.
I was trying to get my player hating degree T-shirt. Number one fan. I was smacking. Oh man.
and didn't know what the hell you was talking about.
Didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
I remember it, bro. But break it down to the people.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta give them an example now. You can't just, leave them on the cliff.
I was doing I was putting on all those theatrics, y'all, because I had swore that July Connect was, this is what is boom, 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 boom. What the hell is Stadia doing?
Stadia, right.
What are you doing?
Hey, because y'all got to understand, at the time, he's getting slaughtered by all of his, like, the broadband bullies and everybody coming at his neck, man. Stadia, hey, bro, for real, though. So at this time, that's what we're talking about. Keep that in mind, man.
Exactly, yeah. And it's a time to where, I got to be honest with y'all. And I say this to my bros, and I said this on a video that I did on the MM2K videos channel. Check it out. New series, Rock Out and Talk Out with MM2K. We might not do an episode this week, but we'll do another one next week. I've spent 18 to 20 months in the lab, bro. What do I mean by that? Is I'm a person that had a dedicated device gamer's mindset. I came over here to the cloud gaming thing, and I had no idea how this worked. I just knew that a game platform is out here. They made a comparison on the stage versus Microsoft and PlayStation. Maybe within the first few months, they got to build their collateral, but by the holiday season, they're going to come roaring. That's the only answer, right? That's my mindset. I didn't understand about the AI and the machine learning. I didn't understand about the grassroots
and the investments and the endpoints and all that was to come, and all that stuff that we know about now.
And I did at the time. I didn't go to the top of the mountains with the gods and study the 2% business. You see what I'm saying? I didn't do that. I didn't know that. My brother 6'4" did all that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Raindrop too. She was dropping the math too.
Oh,
you know
man,
what I mean?
Rain.
I miss Rain too, man. I miss Rain. The division matches we used to have together and stuff like that, man. Those was great times. But they was trying to school me on the math. Raindrop worked. I don't know. She might still be at Google. She worked at Google. She was trying to school us, and we weren't trying to listen to it because I was stuck in my dedicated device mindset. So in comes the July Connect, and I'm thinking they're going to remember. This is when we thought they was going to drop Apex Legends, a bunch of other games, hardcore games that we thought was coming too. And when they didn't drop them, because we heard rumors, we were going off rumors. Man, oh man, was we upset. I'm sitting there smacking cabinets. Other content creators is going off the TV screen, going into the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Leaving the TV studio. And 6'4" was like, yeah, man.
Oh, man.
I don't know about this one. But then he thought about it. He said, hold on, no. He said, no. If you think about it, Stadia's total demographic isn't just us, y'all. It's the casuals too. This was one that was to reach the casuals. They probably felt like that they're almost at the grand reach for us that are going to accept this right now, because there's going to be a lot of hardcore gamers that just aren't going to jump into this. Maybe they reached the capacity with us, and now they got to start tapping into the casual gamers. Oh no, man, there's no, we ain't trying to hear it. No. So then, and I was saying that too, we ain't trying to hear it. But just something said, MM2K check the internets. And I checked the internets, and would I be damned? Everything that my brother 6'4" was saying was happening in front of my eyes. They were actually positive about that July Connect. Not everybody, but you had news articles and stuff like that opening it up. And I saw statistics later that showed that after April, Stadia had a huge bump in April when they opened up the free tier in 2020. Then it started to subside again. But after that July Connect, boom, it had a slight little bump. You know what I'm saying? So the news was positive, and it did have a positive effect, right? Didn't know that, and I had to learn. Why did I bring all that up? Because I had to learn again, Storm. You remember me and you we weren't going back and forth, but I had disagreed. I said, I don't like the stealth drops. I was with you. You got to give people time to prepare so they can buy their games. But here's the beauty of Stadia. I ain't have to save up to get $500. I got it.
Damn.
And if I'm a tech enthusiast, I got it. Tech enthusiasts are buying, they're buying the Steam Deck, and a lot of them don't know what they're going to do with it yet. They know they're going to strip that original OS off that mug. They're going to do something with it, but they don't know what yet, and they're still buying it. So the tech enthusiasts, we got it. We got it. So Stadia right now is not at its premier apex phase yet. They're presenting games and they're putting games out there for us tech enthusiasts and for those that are casuals that say, well, I wasn't aware that this game was coming. Maybe I'll pick it up. Not for those that are in between so much. But if those that are in between want to come over and enjoy the platform too, that's great. But you got to understand who its target demographic is. Its target demo of people that are going to pick it up regardless, like myself and Storm, and the casual who don't know, who ain't paying attention to launch dates anyway. Unless it's Madden or FIFA, and we get them dates, right? But a game like Control, we don't know the launch dates anyway. And Stadia is trying to lay under the radar right now because every time they go too big, what happens?
Yes.
Stadia is dropping.
They don't want to disappoint. And I love that mentality. I love that mentality, man. That's why I'm not mad at them. You don't hear me, damn it, Stadia right now. I need to know the exact date of the ray tracing, and I want to know when you're bringing 4K 120 because I know you can do it. I know you can do it because you said it. And I want to know when AV1 is hitting Stadia, damn it, I need to know now I'm leaving. Exactly. I'm not going down that route because what I have here is too damn good, man. I'm not trying to be that guy because Stadia, look, I want y'all to imagine something, right? You know, I like to take you down Dream Highway, right? What if Stadia decides everybody is doubling down? Microsoft doubled down and bought Bethesda, for example, right? You know what I mean? They're heavily investing. They got that operating, that extra expenditure and all that stuff, man, the CapEx and all that stuff to just do big things. They're doing it. Imagine, and I ask this all the time, what if Google wanted to be dirty? They already came to market at 4K 60 when others are struggling to hit that. It's been damn near 2 years since Stadia launched, and people, in other camps still can't match the performance. You know what I mean? So what if they decided, you know what, MM2K and Project Storm, yeah, man, we're going to go out here and we're going to get the latest and greatest GPUs and CPUs and all that stuff, and we're going to throw that in and show people that we're really serious about the performance of Stadia and all that stuff. What if they start making moves like that? Now, they don't have to do that right now because I still believe that the hardware that they have, there's still extra life in it. Just like with console generations in 2K, you never see the best of the best until the last year. Absolutely. That's when you start seeing things like, let's say, for example, we'll say Ghost of Tsushima and God of War and stuff like that, right? When consoles are about to sing their swan songs and stuff, man. Now, if they ever decided as a part of their investment, because we know that they're invested in Stadia and Google Cloud and all this stuff, man, we heard about things like Argos that y'all already forgot about, but I'm not going to let you forget about Argos. It's going to help YouTube videos process faster at 4K and stuff like that. All this amazing technology that we're forgetting about, AV1 and all that. I'm not going to let you forget about it because it's going to do a number on the haters, man. But me, you're going to hear me on several episodes saying, look, man, I just sit back and just wait for it to happen because Stadia already told us what they're capable of, man. They already told us they're willing to upgrade. Stadia could be scaled, like it could scale with the best or scale with multiplayer and all these other things that we've been told. Now, the haters won't listen to that, y'all. But when that news drops, don't expect me to do a dance all over this room, y'all. I'm just going to sit back, get my drink, and say, look, this is what I tried to tell y'all, man. But y'all don't be listening to Project Storm and M2K. You know what I mean? Especially me, because I be telling y'all all the damn time in the way that try. And MM sometimes he'll sit there and be quiet because he'll be like, yeah, Storm, all right, whatever. He don't believe me either. Sometimes. Small percentage of the time.
I don't doubt. I learned last year not to doubt Storm Stradamus. Hey, Storm, remember what last year we was like, I tried to tell y'all, and Bugs was like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look.
Yeah.
Don't doubt
Storm Bugs about AV1. Next thing you know, MM2K, I'm the only one that you know on Twitter. Producing videos with AV1 codecs, man.
They thought you was just making it up. They thought you was making it up.
Hey, this is just one example of what I'm saying, y'all. If a company like Google is out here talking, we got to pay attention. Yes. You can't turn your shoulders and say, nah, that's Google and everything. But this Stadia thing is about to die. Don't have a chance in the world because of OnLive. See, OnLive didn't make it. So why would Stadia make it?
Yep.
See, you can't be one of those people. That's all. You
can't be one of those people.
At some point, we got to see the future.
Exactly. My bro had AV1. He was using AV1 Kodak for months.
I don't know anybody else that broke that down for y'all but me. And I ain't cocky and I ain't arrogant, but that's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I mean, streaming at 4K, 120 hertz desktop settings and all that. I'm trying to tell people it makes a tremendous difference in your gameplay experience. But you don't hear nobody echoing that or nothing. Like some people did, you know, Jim and others. Shout out to Jim. Jim said, "Yo, I can see the difference," and other people said, "Yeah, there is a difference." But man, I don't know. All I keep doing is trying to help y'all understand. Man.
Exactly. Yeah, like you know, don't knock it until you try it. It ain't gonna hurt you until you try it. It's like, and I knew from personal experience that it would work, because I remember when I had first got my 120 hertz monitor, Storm. And Xbox first released FreeSync, or they implemented FreeSync in the Xbox One, in my X, and I activated it, and even though the game that I was playing maxed out at 60 frames, when I played it before without the FreeSync and without putting it in the 120 hertz mode,
right?
And for this monitor, you got to put it in 120 hertz mode in order for it to, you know, use the FreeSync. So when I did that, I said, "Oh my God, I noticed the difference." You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of this stuff is for the tech heads. We come across stuff. Some people come across things that other people don't come across. But unless you're configuring something crazy like your registry or something like that, give it a shot. It ain't gonna hurt anything.
But we all have our lane, MM2K. Like we can't do what Original Penguin does. Hey, CGX and everybody on whatever side of the fence, they're breaking things down. People are doing different things, man. But that's what made that's what should make that
diversity.
Great,
yeah, absolutely. So great stuff with that article. Great stuff with Google. I think that it just goes further to put to bed this whole mind state of Stadia is about to die. Like I've said before, I don't know what's going to happen with any platform 10, 15, 20 years from now. But what I can tell you is that from everything that we've seen, Google isn't looking to pack up anything anytime soon. And why would they? They have a powerful streaming platform, as do Amazon, to where
world class, best in class.
Regardless of where I pulled these numbers up, I didn't have the numbers before Storm, but we know that in 2020 there was 100 billion hours of games streamed on YouTube. 100 billion hours. 10 billion of that was live. But what I didn't have was the number of people. So here's what I did. I found out in that same Maj Bakar interview. I don't know how we missed this, Storm, or maybe I
didn't miss anything. I'm sorry.
In that same Maj Bakar,
because I went back and like a rat with glasses on, man. You know, and I went through every line and I brought it back to you and said, "Hey, bro, we need to talk about this one more time for the people, man. I think people are missing the point." So I didn't miss a thing. Don't blame that on me, man.
He said, keep me out of that one.
On me. You know what I'm saying?
50 billion. Yeah, my bro was trying to convince me. I was like, oh, yeah, that's interesting, until I looked at it again, because I read it and it didn't resonate. But again, you got to remember, I was ignorant at the time that I read it, so I didn't understand what it meant. But that's why it was so important for us to bring it back, because a lot of us were ignorant. Now that we had the knowledge, got the power. Now that we got the knowledge and the power now, reading it again is like, whoa, hold on. Okay. They told us the blueprint in 2019. We sitting there on these mics and whatever, and these fleets.
And just trying to be happy, just happy to be here. You know,
happy to be here.
We're playing on Stadia. My name is Project Storm. I play on
and
Stadia.
Making up our own road, paving our own road, when they already told us what the road was going to look like. They already told us. So we didn't have the numbers. 50 billion hours were in 2019, and there was 200 million people responsible for that. So if 200 million people were responsible for the 50 billion hours in 2019, it's easy to fathom that 400 million people are responsible for the 100 billion in 2020, right? Mm-hmm. So if it leaped 2 years, I'm sorry, in 2018, those numbers, it was 50 billion hours, 200 million people in 2018. And in 2 years' time, it doubled. So then in another 2 years' time, it could double again. It could be 800 million people for what? 200 billion hours. Who knows? We don't know. But right now, it's easy to fathom that in 2021, there are 400 million people watching, responsible for 100 billion hours plus of video game time spent on YouTube. That's 400 million people, Storm, that YouTube don't have to share with nobody as far as click to play, as far as state share, as far as crowd share. They're only going to add that implementation to Stadia. Just like Amazon Twitch is only going to add their implementation to Luna. So that's 400 million people that Stadia ain't got to compete with in whatever number, which is going to be higher for Twitch. But on the console market, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo is fighting over 300 million people. And if you saw Sean Layton's interview, he said that number ain't grown since the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
All right. In that article that you highlighted today, it was a little different than what I read on Twitter when Akash put it out there. He mentioned something about YouTube. You're talking about YouTube. I saw something that said from Sundar Pichai, I guess, right?
Yep.
That said something that I know it mentioned YouTube in that article, MM2K, and how they were going to focus on Google Play and YouTube integration or something like that, right? Now here's the big elephant that we kept. We kept talking about this YouTube integration. I know everybody with Stadia, anybody that knows anything about Google knows that they're going to be using YouTube heavy for advertisement. And that could be Stadia, that could be Google Play, that could be whatever. But I love that you heard me talk about clarity. I was asking, let us know. And here they are slapping me right in the chin. Boom, Project Storm, we already let you know now. We saw Akash dropped a tweet today with the explanation.
Yep.
YouTube, all in lights. We kept knowing, we knew that they were going to implement Stadia and YouTube in the future. That's just going to happen. They showed us, they told us in 2019 or 2020 or whatever, made it clear this is what we're going to do with click to play. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to be able to take you from watching the video right into the game. Bang. We talk about it every show and don't even really understand the true significance because that might be on the horizon, man.
Yep.
That's why they're prepping this whole thing by using words and lines like that to close out the last paragraph of that article, man, that I saw. I don't know. It just hits me, man. It hit me, MM2K. It's almost that time. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm right, though.
It just shows you, Storm, that when they say xCloud is going to kill Stadia, it doesn't make any sense. It really... I don't even know if you can put xCloud in the same plateau as the potential as far as Stadia and even Luna. Stadia and Luna got the tech right now. They're going to build their games when they want to. And Luna's really testament to that. If Luna really wanted to, they could port a zillion games up in there now. Zip, 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 zip. You know what I'm saying? Because of how their, the nature of their platform is. It's easy for them because they're just using that PC architecture. You can zip, 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 zip. But they're waiting to build the tech. Why? Because they got a safety net nobody else has. That safety net is their streaming platforms and the TV platforms. Amazon Fire, Google TV now. That is saturated in a lot of homes. What do you say, Storm, now? We discovered hundreds of millions of imports or outputs that are possible
it's the
with
endpoints.
Stadia.
Yeah,
endpoints that are possible with Stadia. Hundreds
Devices
of millions
in people's homes across the globe where Stadia is available. Only where they're available right now.
Only where they're available now.
Imagine when they are available in more territories. Could that number even double?
Yes,
man.
And then we forget about that.
I'm gonna throw one more thing in there because while we're talking about this simultaneously, we're forgetting about something else that smacks you in the back of the neck this time, though. Like this. MM2K. Storm, wake y'all ass up, man. We just told y'all on Twitter, for example, that we kicked out the crowd play beta.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to be using that? Well, YouTube. You ever heard of YouTube?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Now, all this stuff right here is already being set in motion, man. It's amazing to think about. I don't even know what else to say right now. I'm just in thought mode.
You can't, I don't get where people that are wiser to this just don't look at all this from 5,000 feet. Amazon, Google, they have the streaming platforms. Hey, Pootie Pie, I want to play Battlefield with you. Cool. Here goes a link. You're not going to be able to do that anywhere but on Stadia, on YouTube, nowhere but Luna, on Amazon. But this is a Stadia show, but we'll give Amazon their flowers later somewhere else. But you can't do that nowhere else but Stadia on YouTube. You're not going to get all that integration. That's why Microsoft went to Facebook and Facebook Gaming. Because they know that they ain't going to be able to do it on YouTube. Also, Google has Google TV. Microsoft doesn't have an equivalent to either of those. They tried Mixer. Wah, wah, wah.
Now, Mixer was dope when it came
it was
to the
dope.
hype zone. The hype zone was dope.
I love the quality of Mixer. I love the stream quality of Mixer.
Somebody would take that technology.
I do. Yeah, you talking about somebody taking the technology.
Or, I remember the first time I got put in the hype zone, I was nervous as hell, palm sweaty. I had 170 something people watching MM2K.
Oh, word? Okay.
The hype zone. It might have been more than that. I'm just thinking about. I've been in there several times playing PUBG. But when that hype zone comes, man,
wow,
you go from 3 views to 285 views. I was like, damn. And then what you end up doing is either bringing it home and looking cool or looking like a fool.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. There was a lot of stuff I loved about Mixer. Mixer was our home streaming service for when we did our E3 coverage because of the way that you could do round the clock streaming on Mixer. So there was a lot of great things with Mixer. But they couldn't maintain the volume that YouTube and they couldn't sustain it. They couldn't keep it couldn't keep the profitability from underwater. So they had to axe it. YouTube and Twitch don't have to worry about that. So you got streaming services, you got TV dongles that Xbox doesn't have access to. This is going to be a different pool and a different challenge for Xbox. So to sit there and believe that Stadia is going to pull the plug on this when they haven't even tapped into their biggest resource, they're only in 22 locations. Like that's silly to me. So that's why we got to did that talk, and this goes further to help did that. All right, the last and final thing I want to ask you about, Storm, is the actual this week on Stadia announcement. Let me show you something. So Stadia actually sent out, no, I'm sorry, not this week on Stadia announcement, but the Stadia Pro August titles. They sent out a tweet. They said there are only 5 more days standing between you and new games arriving on Stadia Pro, including Killer Queen Black, Valkyria Chronicles 4, Grind, It Came From Space and Ate Your Brains, Epistory Typing Chronicles. Storm, my question to you is, 2 questions. First and foremost, what game are you most excited about out of this lineup? And 2, what are your thoughts overall on the entire lineup of games being offered?
Well, Grime is on my mind, man. Woo. And I know for you it's going to be Valkyria Chronicles or whatever 4, because you've been talking about it, wishing for it and all this stuff for the Valkyria games and all that, man. So I like the fact that Grime is going to be there. Give me the list. Let me see right here. Okay, Killer Queen Black looks amazing. I definitely saw good things that has crossplay in it and stuff like that. It was available for purchase. Now it's going to be free. I keep talking about the fact that Stadia Pro is the real deal. Gamers all the time ask me, Storm, should I sign up for Stadia Pro? And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because if you can spend $10 a month on your favorite burger, you can get Stadia Pro, man. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Exactly. I don't want to hear it, man. If you can spend it on a pack of cigs or whatever, you can get Stadia Pro. So you look at the games, man, the fact that I've already claimed, I don't even know how many games. I know it's just far too many to be sitting there right now in my back catalog, man. Like Valkyria Chronicles 4, a game that I know on Metacritic. I remember researching this one, and I know on PlayStation it was averaging like an 85 on Metacritic from M2K.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming free, like included with Pro, man.
Yep.
Grind, brand new game, man. Brand new game that people are highly anticipating. I know that the developers, I told the developers, I promised the devs that I was going to buy the game day one. I was going to buy it, pay for it. Yep. And now it's included with Pro, man. You see how that works out, bro?
Absolutely.
It came from space and ate our brains. I'm hearing great things about it. I've never tried it. I don't have time to try every game, but it sounds like something that's fun. And, the Epistory game, I played Mavis Beacon. A typing program taught me how to type, man. Taught me
Okay.
how to type as good as I
Okay.
type now. I was trash before. You know what I'm saying? But because of Mavis Beacon teaches typing or something like that, I'm able
Uh-huh.
to type a little bit better than I
A
had
word.
before,
Okay.
man. So a pistol,
Okay.
I know that game, it gives you a game and a story. I think, is that the one? Yeah, Typing Chronicles. That's the one John
Yep.
Scar highlighted. Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Great stuff. I totally agree with you. Uh Valkyria Chronicles 4. That's the look. I was almost got body slammed by my wife for having to get her credit card again. I will this time because of control. But I was like, man, Valkyria Chronicles was 4
what are you
was
gonna do
only
when they stealth drop that Battlefield 2142? See, you get the card at the wrong time, man. You got to stop.
yeah,
You
I
know.
know, but but see, that's hey, that's the life of a stealth gamer. You know what I'm saying? When they stealth drop and stuff, that's just the risk that you take, man. You just gotta have quick fingers and a ball of icy
Oh
hot, man.
man.
That's all,
Oh
for the
man.
jaw. But I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna figure something out then. But I wanted to get that game Storm when it was on sale, and I let it slip my mind, and it went back up to 50, and I was like, damn, man, I can't get it. I can't get it. I was about to pull the trigger, and Stadia saved my life in my jawline with putting
Oh man.
with putting
Boy,
it
that
out
jaw
there
almost got
for
tapped
Stadia
way
Pro.
back when we was
Heck
on Division
yeah.
2, boy. We gotta
Woo!
find that clip. 6-4 got it on this channel. I'm gonna
Woo!
find that, man. I'm gonna clip that. Telling you, we are bringing that back to life on the 2-year anniversary, bro.
Oh man. But that yeah. So thank you, Stadia, for saving my jawline. But no, I think altogether, I don't know, Storm, what do you think altogether this week? I think this is a good week. I think this is a really
I
good
really
week. It's
do. I
yeah.
think it is definitely adding to that hot summer, you know what I'm saying, whether you believe it or not. It's just setting up for that I got to give the fall a name that's really cool though, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we gotta think
just
of
setting
something.
up
Yeah.
all that, man. Like we're about to get hit with a lot of different games, y'all. Whether it be will it be art at some point? Who
Yeah.
knows? I don't even want to say yes right now because they could push it back to 2022 if they want to and bring new features or updates or whatever that wasn't going to be in the game. I don't know, so I don't rush them. I just don't.
Yep.
Now, same with 2K, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 21, God damn it, 2142, man, and all that stuff, MM2K. We just have to wait. We've learned this before with Resident Evil and other games, man, that all we need to do is just wait and play the games that we have. That's all we had to do. And then all
Yep.
of a sudden, Rainbow Six Siege drops on your head. Control drops on your head. Grime drops on your head, man. It just happens all the time where all we need to do is keep on playing games, putting those hours into these games that deserve to be played. We're out here with games in our library waiting on games to come. You know what I'm saying? Don't even know the status of these games or anything, how great they're going to be or what. But we're waiting on them when we have good to excellent games in our library right now, man. I think I changed my focus, MM2K. I think I'm going to be giving more games burn. Now, Control,
Mm.
I had to make an exception for that one, right? You know,
Yeah, brother.
that was just,
Yeah,
hey, you
brother.
can make an exception. I will say that much.
Yep. Yeah, brother. We definitely had to make an exception for that one.
Won't be the only one. Won't be the last
Yeah.
one.
Yep. And because look, we're a little bit over the halfway point, Storm, when it comes to games. We're supposed to get over, and it's not exactly 100 games, over
Yeah.
100 games. So, and games get pushed back or whatever. So I think that was a smarter and a safer way for Stadia to say, look, and not say we got 120 something games coming. You don't give a number like that because they're going to hold you exactly to that number. So if a game gets pushed back or something, you use over 100 games. We might get 120 games this year. We have no idea. We don't know what's coming. Not a lot of games have been revealed for the end of the year. Not a lot of big ticket games. We got Battlefield. What else we got? We got Dying Light. I can't remember what was all shown at the EA thing. But I don't. There wasn't like a wazoo of multiplats that were shown coming at the end of this year. We know Call of Duty is coming, so we're going to see.
You said Call of Duty is coming?
Well, not to Stadia, but we know a Call of Duty is coming this year.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying in comparison to what we may be getting on the platform. So we just got to see. But we got.
I really hope Activision works that out somehow, some way with Stadia, man.
Exactly.
Just give us one. All I want to do is just brag. I just want to say, look, man, look how Call of Duty runs on Google Stadia. That's all I want to do. Day one stream right now at 4K.
No 200 gig download. You know what I'm saying?
No, you got it, man. So that's all I want to do. I just want to show people, and then I want to show them the same thing we showed on Doom Eternal and other games. That's doing all that. Where's the lag, man? Where's the latency? You could have a high level gameplay experience over here with 40 something kills. That's what I want to show people.
Yep. MK Gaming brings up a great point. Says wildcard ARC devs are notorious for pushing headlines. So who knows when ARC will be ready? I mean, yeah, ARC could be pushed back. I mean, we've gotten to the point now to where I think after this Rainbow Six Siege drop, that kind of like calmed down the nerves for ARC a little bit. But we'll see. And don't forget, we're getting Far Cry 6, right? Until we're getting Far Cry 6. So. All right. With that said, Storm, I think that concludes today's show. So we're going to have the after show. Now, I dropped the link to the after show. What we're going to do once a month, I talked to Storm about it. We are going to open up the after show once a month to all of the members, but we did that last week. So this week, the after show is going to be for the prescription and higher members. And what we're going to talk about in the after show today is we're going to talk about, along with anything that my brother Project Storm is going to bring in as well, is that we're going to talk about this whole Xbox dropping in revenue. Remember, Xbox they're slaying it, they're killing it, they're destroying everybody around them, right? Not so much the case. They dropped in revenue, and now, Storm, they're trying to blame third party. Oh, a lot of people didn't buy third party, but hold on.
Man, I have a lot to say that, and Stadia will be mentioned in this as well.
Exactly.
So believe me, this is not just an Xbox thing, y'all. This is real news. We have, and I'm telling you, wait till MM2K doesn't even know what I'm going to drop on him as it correlates to Stadia and all of these cloud, everything really, everything gaming, man. So check it out.
It's like, hold on. What about Game Pass? What happened? We're going to talk about it. And Storm said, he's right. He's 1,000% right. I have no idea what my brother, he going to hit me with the he.
No, sir.
I have no idea.
Be ready. Be ready.
So with that said, I'm going to drop the link again. But Storm, while I'm dropping this link, man, can you let everybody know where they can find you, good brother?
Yes, sir. You can find me right here on YouTube. Man, I've been getting a lot of subscribers, man. I can't even lie. I'm thankful. I'm so happy. You know what I mean? It's summertime. People are feeling good. So they're hitting that red button. And guess what I did? I went through my list of subscribers and hit that red button right back. A lot of you had 0 subscribers. Guess what? I hit that damn button anyway because I don't care. It's a red button that you push, man. Like, that's how I look at the whole thing. I don't have to look at you and critique. I don't even have to like you. You could be a hater. If you subscribe to my channel, I'm subscribing back. That's how easy it is. So check me out. Subscribe today. And I'm on my way to 1,000, y'all. I'll let y'all know. I'm on my way to 1,000, man. And I just want to put that out there, because you won't see me unlock at 1,000. You won't see me unlock. I'm going to be doing my thing. I'll decide what I'm going to do with the channel. But, that's why you got to subscribe today so you can catch everything leading up to all that. And then on Twitter, you can find me at the Nephophiliac. All right. That means someone who loves clouds. And I love me some cloud gaming, y'all. So I went with the name. As I always say, keep it safe, keep it positive, and keep it gaming.
All right. And of course, you can catch your boy MM2K not only here on the Stadia Dosage platform, but you can catch me on the MM2K videos channel. Either we're doing a commission. There's not going to be an episode tomorrow. We're doing it every other week. There'll be an episode next Thursday. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to get the same panel, me, Storm, Bunny, Tron, my brother Proper's place, and we're gonna reach out to Doc Dark again. If y'all didn't see that, Doc Dark was cutting up. She was throwing rounds and shots at everybody. Then he said, "Oh, gotta go." You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
he stayed a little bit longer than he wanted to.
Yes, he did. I hope we didn't get him in trouble. But definitely check that out. Check out the video. It was a hell of a show. And again, that soon is going to be coming to audio as well. And then check out pntsnetwork.com for all of our great content, all of the great stuff that we're putting out there. My brother Storm with the 4K, 8K crispy videos and all that good stuff, man. Check it out on pntsnetwork.com and a lot of these shows. With that being said, thank y'all very much for coming out. We appreciate and love all of y'all. What I'm going to do, y'all, is we're going to do the after show. And then after the after show, I'll do a special stream where I talk to all the members about what we're going to do with as far as this content in YouTube. But with that said, Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.
Double peace.